It is indeed, but pistols being what they are, just got to find the headshots. Got the grenades streaming into the site now. Going to be forced from their position. The flashbangs are up and Sergey is down. Area with a lot to do. He's got to get headshot at range, so low already. Bomb's been dropped for the time being. The flashes are there. Ariel's still doing work. Outstayed his welcome, perhaps. CT is in control of the CTs for the most part. Jacob, though, looking to make a play. There's no flash for him. He pops out. That's one. Can he find the other one? No, not quite. LXCP holding position. X7 now with a crossfire with his teammate. Renegades moving back towards the ramp and sandwich. There's a smoke up on the ramp now. Nice one from JKS. Moving behind the smoke, 1v1. LXCP with smoke and a defuse kit. The bomb's not planted for JKS. He realizes that. He's staying close. Does he see LXCP? There goes the smoke, but can LXC cross? He's waiting for the smoke to go. JKS realizes what could be happening at the moment. There he is. Going to the smoke now. Does he hold the defuse? Does the knife come out for JKS? Moving closer. Non-believer realizes what might be up. Very easy for him. And there is a pistol round for Renegades.
Fantastic stuff there for the Renegades. Great execution on the pistol. Box standard stuff, but I think, you know, we saw Sean, he set it up pretty well, gave us the expectation. If we want to see this upset, if we want to see Renegades having a really strong matchup, we want to see them taking control early on that T side, getting to kind of play the pace that they want to, as opposed to having ENCE dictating it to them. And of course, ENCE, they have some decisions to make here. They may, of course, some teams would go for a force buy in this situation, but ENCE are actually going to opt for pretty much a full save. We've got a P250, but that's about it. And looking to go for a mid push, hence everybody charging up. Jacob's gonna have some fun here with this Mac 10. There you go, spray down, and he's got some company to finish it all off. Nice and easy there for round two, but we are gonna be back into the action quite quickly as ENCE will be ready for the buy.
Renegades with a really solid start. No one dying in that round is really awesome for them. Gives them some bonus money should they need it in the early stage. Now this chap on the screen, walking onto the stage, he looked like he was ready to murder his opponents. And now he has a chance to show us what he's able to do. No AWP just yet, no full buy. We've got X7 on the UMP. ENCE prioritizing the grenades. The utility will lead him to victory, in their eyes at least. Ali with a timing HE up top. Won't spot Jacob making his way up the short position. Jacob is so important for Renegades on Mirage. Moving forward into that ladder room. This is a very fast take of ladder room. A minute 36 on the clock and Renegades have ladder and they've got presence on A ramp.
Yeah, they're going to be shutting down CD Spawn with that forward incendiary smoke. Ariel in trouble. Oh, wow, he actually manages to get a frag. That's pretty important. Let's see if they can do something. There's a huge gap there. I believe the smoke was messed up by the incendiary, so that's going to work out quite nicely for ENCE. And Renegades are now in this awkward spot. They do at least have that tower control due to JChem and jungle presence as well, so there is something to work with. But the Mac 10, a Galil, not ideal against 4 rifles coming in. And ENCE will make themselves known from that ticket position. 3 players looking to push in all together. They got a couple, well, just one flashbang to make the move. Gratisfaction, that's a good start, but Sergey gets the trade.
Jacob waiting. He's got a position for the bomb plant. He's going to flash for his teammate. See if Azza makes a play with the Mac 10. He's doing it for himself as well. LXCB taken out. Azza's just waiting. He can wide swing with the Mac 10 and be a real issue with Sergey in the red. He's got to be careful. Azza hears the bomb being touched. He's got to get the player off the bomb. Oh, he takes a bullet for the team, Sergey. He takes a bullet, and that allows the bomb to be defused. X7 with the UMP. X7 was by jungle while the rest of his team were towards CT for a while with that UMP, which is kind of awkward for him. Maybe he would have switched for an M4 with one of his teammates who was low, but either way, it works out. That was a beautiful play from Sergey. Went down on his sword for the team. Just ran distraction while a Mac 10 was trying to find the right angle. But again, that Mac 10 spray is going to be all over the place. So that one doesn't quite work out for Renegades. An early victory for ENCE.
Yeah, it could turn on his head, though, if Renegades are able to pick this round up. Alu goes quick into mid, though. Will be smoked to deter him. Might take a timing shot. Actually falls back, not wanting to give away the presence. Look at the speed here from this push. Oh my god! JKS annihilating X7 and Sergey in the palace position, whilst Renegades very aggressively and quickly take over the middle position. They have an insanely strong position on the map now and all the time in the world to work with.
This round, Alu started with the AWP, no Kevlar, and his job will get even tougher now with a lot of players alive, although that quickly changes from a 5v3 to a 3v3. Ariel trying to control at window position, but Azza was simply waiting, had the better angle, and now Ariel's dead. Alu forced to rotate. He may not want to scope in because he would concede his position. In the meantime, LXCP goes to have a look. There's so much time for Renegades at the moment. The bomb rotating towards there, you can see, and Azza just waits and punishes one by one. And there's another for Azza. 3 in the round from the same position, and Renegades reset ENCE immediately.
That was a great spot for sure for Renegades. You could see that Alu playing from ticket with the AWP, it's such a good position to deny a push through connector, and that's, of course, what slowed the round down. But Azza in that key position, punishing those rotations, and trying desperately to get the information and getting punished time and again. Well played from Azza. We're seeing pretty much everybody on Renegades looking awake right out of the gate in this one. It's always been fun watching how consistent Jacob has been on the team. He's been a standout performer time and again. And I cannot wait to see what Liaz can offer as well. For those of you watching the new Legends stage, Liaz really showed us his level with some insane clutches.
Yeah, we saw some peak performance from Liaz recently, and that was fantastic to see. And you could see what it meant to him as well if you look at what he was tweeting after the matches on Vertigo versus some teams earlier on in this tournament. They did it the hard way, as Sponge said, the reverse sweep, Renegades. The anti-ecos are going well for them at the moment, and that's the way it's often been for the longest time. One of the sticking points for the Renegade squad, either slowing them down or stopping them, is anti-eco rounds. But we've seen a change in them in this tournament. We've seen them be decisive, we've seen them be swift and brutal and merciless, and it's led them to this point where who knows how far they can go. They come into this as an underdog, but again, we've seen so many amazing plays from them. For those of you on GoTV, I think when Renegades moved to the CT side, both Jacob and JKS Double J's, they were so key on previous wins for Mirage. Their individual clutches were very numerous. But here we go, an aggressive play from ENCE towards the top mid position. No AWP this time, trying to fight for control, but Molotovs and flashes are going to be a problem. They're going to get flanked as well on the high ground from Jacob, and here we go, he's activated already. 3 versus 3 with a minute 35 on the clock. Renegades still have control of the bomb.
And once again, we have possession as well. Look at Jacob go. Alu understands it, and even though it's a decent angle for him, he'll lose the battle against Alu lying in wait. Now, there's no utility on ENCE, and that's why they pushed middle. They had a pretty low utility buy in this round, and they didn't have the AWP to really work with as well, so they wanted to get that aggression straight away. But this is what happens. You play that late round, you've got nothing left in terms of utility. And Kratos Faction looking for the pick. He's been spotted now. They have to go. They have to go into the site. Time is of the essence. X7 is there by himself. They know that he's likely alone in this position. They have to find the frag and get the bomb down quickly. That's good work from Liaz, but it's not over just yet.
Alu moving into the short position. Ariel's gone past the window. I think he's just raised the alarm as to Liaz's position. But where is Kratos Faction? He's dead now, of course. Liaz now 1 versus 2. He's got a lot to do. We've seen him at peak performance. There's the flash, but Ariel has a better position. And there's a second round in the bag for ENCE. AWP rescued and all.
However, these rounds are really bloody for ENCE. They are losing all their players in these rounds that they win, and it's the same situation. And Renegades, they got the bomb down, and they've banked plenty of money here. So even though Renegades are going to be conceding that round, they're in an amazing position to keep hammering ENCE's economy. If they take all these weapons away, they take this buy away and win this round, ENCE are going to be in so much trouble as the momentum begins to really build for Renegades. This is the start that you wanted to see if you are a Renegades fan, for sure.
My GoTV picks for this are all CT-sided. Again, Renegades, JKS, and Jacob when they move to CT side, and Alu for this half. One of the stronger snipers on Mirage. Not an easy job. So look out for him later on. But Renegades look to have a quick play towards the B bomb site. Not quite a split, all coming in from the tunnel, but there are going to be counter grenades galore from the likes of ENCE. Here we go, Renegades charging themselves through the window, but they're getting taken out. The CTs have got angles all over the place, and maybe there'll be no survivors, no frags whatsoever for Renegades. This has not gone the way we wanted. Alu with 2 frags at the end there. Renegades maybe trying to punish the shortcomings or exploit ENCE when they might not have a full buy just yet, but they didn't get a single frag. That's a perfect round for ENCE. Yeah,
you can see Renegades were really trying to put ENCE in weird positions with very fast timings, but this is what happens sometimes. You might not make the correct guess, and it just blows up in your face. And now again, Renegades are in this position still where ENCE have not stabilized, but that was the perfect round for ENCE to get some money in the bank and begin that process of stabilizing. And Renegades will swiftly lose their advantage if they're not careful. They have to make this round count. So previously we saw kind of a shock and awe play. I would expect to see things calm down now, James. I think Renegades will begin to see more normal T-side and Mirage with those defaults in mid.
Yeah, and I think that's an example of needing to sometimes sacrifice your primary weapon for grenades to control area when you've got issues like that. You need to have that counter molly when you hear the rush coming. You need to have that HE through the window while Renegades are bundled up in those tight choke points. But now they have a slightly better buy. No MP9 on this occasion. 2 AK-47s, and Alu is still here with the AWP. We'll have to keep an eye to see if he throws a Molotov into the window to ruin the smoke, which is consistently being thrown by Renegades. Flashbang over the top from Alu as Aerial moves into position. Alu can watch short while Aerial has a look below. It's a strong flashbang from top mid behind the barrels. Pretty solid job. Ooh. And the Renegades already have a player in the window now. This is something I think Jason was mentioning, that Renegades consistently boost in the window.
Oh my god.
And we've got the biggest flank. A minute 20 and Azza's in the market.
They have absolutely no idea, James. You almost never see a timing like this, never. And Azza's made his way all the way to the back of the B-bomb site, and they can take their time right now. They'll never suspect him in this position. There's a 3-1, but does he realize, do they understand there's one more player around the catwalk position? Alexi B is going to be holding that down, and the rest of the Renegades team will be moving through the B apartments into that B-bomb site. Talk about outmaneuvering your opposition. Azza, with that beautiful play there all the way through the flank. And look at this, ENCE, I don't know if they even want to go for this. They're so locked down and out in this occasion, and their money is not stabilized as they'd like just yet.
Yeah, it makes sense. Completely outmaneuvered. Would be very expensive and low percentage to try and retake that. No real significant position for ENCE in that situation. That was a lightning fast boost from Renegades, and I think that calls into question what I was saying about the Molotov, just limiting their ability to do that. So, I mean, first you have to have the money to do that. Ali's going to have the money on this occasion, but again, if they can throw a molly when that smoke is being thrown into the window, at least it'll cost Renegades some more utility, but that was super, super fast, and ENCE have got to realize what is going on there sooner rather than later.
I wonder if that's some counter-stratting coming in from Renegades, just understanding what some of the more likely defensive options will, that will be taken will be from ENCE, and perhaps that ENCE is a team that, and maybe we'll see it, will put more emphasis around connector ends and catwalk, as we saw in that position, and completely gave up window after that position got smoked. So definitely something to look out for in the future rounds, but we'll see. Again, I love the pacing of this T side from Renegades. They're constantly mixing things up, trying to understand what they're up to. So far, I think if you're in ENCE's shoes, must be just simply impossible at the beginning of the round. There's no way to predict what they've been up to so far.
Yeah, Renegades have offered a lot of grenades into that mid position, the usual Molotov interconnector and so on, showing presence in mid, and you can see they've drawn ENCE in that direction, but now the execute comes in towards the A-bomb site, and it's retake territory for ENCE. Maybe they boost between these two smokes, look out for that. Jacob's making his way towards bench in the meantime. There's always a few gaps in the corners. Got LXCP looking over, there won't be a boost just yet, but people know their sprays. Now there are issues for Renegades. They haven't managed to plant this bomb. These smokes are going to go, and their job's going to get a lot harder for them. Oh, what am I talking about? The bomb has been planted, excuse me. Jacob's been exploded. The retake is on for ENCE. They've got a lot of utility, but look at the rotation from Azza. The bomb's been planted in a place where he can defend it, but Alexi B is looking for this. He's moving up top mid, and he spotted him, and he swatted him.
Yeah, this is really bad right now because their Renegades' backs are against the wall here. They didn't have any forward positioning. Great shot from Gratisfaction. Liaz as well coming in from Sandwich. Creates the space for Renegades to slam dunk this round. Again, they were in a lot of trouble there. They had no positions to fall back to. And ENCE had all the retake utility. That's the one downside when you go for those really fast A takes on the T side. Sure, you can get the bomb down and you can get the bomb side, but getting forward positioning, very difficult. And then the retake utility usually means the CTs will have a huge advantage coming back into that bomb side. But Renegades, James, we're seeing them step up individually right now, and it's remarkable.
I'm telling you, man, people's pick'ems, one way or another, are going to get bodied. It is really hard to make a solid call on a lot of the matches in this bracket. I didn't even notice the bomb had been planted. I thought he was trying to avoid getting shot, but he got it down just in time. That would have been a problem otherwise. So we've got a tactical timeout from ENCE. They are 3 rounds behind at the moment. Now, very importantly, ENCE, for Renegades that is, ENCE have not really been able to properly secure their economy just yet. They've been broken, they've been maimed, they've been weak, they've been missing a few things here and there. And that's really important for Renegades moving through the rest of this half. They're in a pretty good position. Gratisfaction's got 6K in the bank, which is always fantastic for your team, and your AWP's got lots of money. And on the flip side, ENCE have a few HE grenades, a few Desert Eagles, and a UMP. Now, I do wonder if the HEs are intended to go top mid, if there is a smoke on short, which there is. Nope, they're going to be 2 towards the ramp, and maybe a push from ENCE. We've got JKS in the palace. I don't know if he will hear these footsteps. So ENCE were fishing for something early, but didn't get much of anything.
Yeah, and these rounds, sometimes you almost take them for granted, but ENCE, they're trying to gamble. And Renegades, do they have in this routine of theirs a way to get the information, because that's really the issue. You don't want to commit to a bomb site until you absolutely know that it's going to be somewhat safe or the safer site, as sometimes you can have these deadly stacks. A bunch of the Eagles at 5-7, the UMP, there's a lot of firepower there, and they are playing a lot of different corners altogether. So, of course, if Renegades were to go anywhere near the B bomb site, there'd be problems. But ENCE don't also really have any way to deny the A site, so we can see that Renegades are taking this cautiously, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and they look like they're going to be good here, going to that A site now. And they've evaded the stack. The bomb's going to go down, and that's it. That the round should be over. But ENCE actually could try to play some aggressive exits here.
I like the boost over the bottom connector smoke, which you don't often see. Well, Granite Faction must deliver. Misses that shot. The Molotov is really important for area control. LXCP falls, trying to pick up a rifle maybe, and now Ali with the AK. They did some damage, ENCE. Maybe it'll pay off. But Renegades, they've got to be targeting 10 rounds in the short term now. I think it's always good to have the short-term goals, the long-term goals. Get to 7. All right, boys, let's get to 10. Let's focus on that.
Well, one thing that Sean was saying on the desk is that Renegades have a very drilled set of, their game plan is very drilled, and if that goes well for them, they set themselves up for the middle area of the half, and I think that's the period we're in now. ENCE can't really go as hard in mid because Renegades threaten these super fast plays towards the bomb sites. So we're going to see lighter defense on mid, like this round, for example. Alu does get himself out there, though, but he doesn't really have much support. Just LXCB from Catwalk, and Jacob's going to spot this play around the smoke, so indeed, Renegades will have an easier time in middle. Yeah,
he must have heard Alu's scope there, and once he's heard that, then Alu's done for. Absolutely done for. And in that situation, you have to wonder if that's just a call they've made, because that is a very precarious situation for ENCE. And to lose your sniper like that, I think it's very unlike Alu to just be outside of smoke in the middle of mid, scoping in and out. This has really handicapped ENCE in a position where it's not a good start for them anyway. Sergey trying to survive. He won't get a flash or anything in time, but LXCB's putting in work as well from that short position. Looking to spray Liaz, who's got a lot of cover from that box. 2 CTs here. Now, see, Aerial is towards the ramp. Beautiful transfer from Azza. He's been a constant problem around this window. And he may have saved this round for his team. You can see Liaz rotating away, Aerial creeping forward. But once again, Azza's in a very strong position.
Yeah, and that really cuts off so much in the way of rotation for Aerial, and that means that Aerial can pretty much only be coming from one spot. Obviously, he could go into the B apartments, but Catwalk's probably more likely just because it's quicker to get there. However, there's that Molotov. Will there be any smokes? There's no smokes here for the T side. And there's some information now. So we get that rotation coming in from Azza, and all he has to do is delay. He needs his teammate to guarantee this. If he can guarantee a trade, this is impossible for Aerial. And that's what it is all about. As Aerial pushes forwards, he spots one. He's trying to create those 1v1s, but Renegades are denying him so far, and he's taking so much damage on the way to these frags. Oh, he made it close somehow. Liaz will take him out, though, and Renegades will secure the round. Another one for them, James. And it seems like ENCE are kind of struggling to understand what the answer is.
I really feel like maybe ENCE are nervous coming into this series, just the way the beginning of that round played out. Such a brittle situation for your sniper, who's so important for your team, to lose him in such a fashion immediately when you're already 4 rounds down in the first half. And once again, ENCE find themselves on pistols, on eco. The jump smoke for the window is out, and once again, it's 5-7, Desert Eagle. CZ75's for ENCE. We've got some Kevlar picks up here and there, but there's not much really for them to offer. They've got maximum loss bonus, so they can spend those bits and bobs. We've got a 2-man push in Palace. We'll see if that makes a difference, but Renegades seem to be going towards B on this occasion.
Yeah, they've been so good at their mid control, like setting themselves up in mid and then playing forward positions from that and then understanding what the best options are. It's very difficult for ENCE. LXCB or somebody needs to step up individually, and that's a nice catch from LXCB. There's one down. The gun is not all that recoverable, and he knows it. Going to have to make this work with the CZ. Forced out by the Molotov. Oh my goodness, there's no punish. Picking up the weapon, that could have been dangerous, but JKS shuts it down as Sergey shuts down Gratisfaction, and he has the bomb.
Oh dear, looks like we might be heading back towards vintage Renegades in terms of anti-ecos, but maybe they can turn it around. Azza again in that window, holding down so much area. X7 just waiting. Almost a double pick there with Aerial, but now he's got the CZ and there are going to be too many man. Renegades didn't check the ladder room at all. They had a pop flash fall short, but seem to forget about the ladder. I don't know if they only had one flash or something, but these are fairly standard things. And with the speed at which they've taken ladder room in previous rounds, that is an issue which isn't going to cost them too much on this occasion. Again, we are in the late game in this first half now, and it is 9-3 in favor of Renegades, who take a timeout.
One thing that's been interesting as well is that, so many of these T rounds, this game plan of Renegades has been very fast. They'll take middle, and then they'll push players in position, and then they're doing something. They're constantly doing something, and we have a lot of these rushes as well. Fast set pieces on the A bomb site. They're really keeping that pace up high, and it feels like for ENCE, there's just no breathing room in terms of what they can do on the map, and they want to challenge for middle because they don't want to just let Renegades have it. And so, but they've been doing it in a way in which they've been under-equipped also. So there's just problems everywhere so far for ENCE, and this is the change that we're going to see now. This is how they have to get things back under control. The double ops come out, James.
Double AWPs. Now, Renegades have been very unpredictable in this T side so far, and we see a change of pace from them. Not many grenades towards that mid position. We can see that smoke from ENCE. This time, they won't take risk behind it, but it will delay the Renegades somewhat.
It's actually a bait, I think. I think they're trying to convince Renegades that they're playing into mid, and that A is really weak, and they have a timing to go into A, and it's all a setup. But so far, Renegades are not biting the bait, James.
Renegades waiting around that A-bomb site, still passive elsewhere. Jacob top mid, Liaz towards B. Jacob and Liaz, well, almost everybody with absolutely full grenades for Renegades at the moment, so they could show presence wherever they choose to. Hold the timing, that is absurd. I cannot believe he just did that. We'll talk about that one later, but that is a brazen play. JKS sees some legs. Sergey playing Super Mario Brothers now, and he may fall to the flames here, or JKS. 6 bullets left, and he will fall back. A peek like that from Palace is absolutely ridiculous. You're exposed to the entire site. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
That is daylight robbery. The fact that he gets away with that is just unbelievable.
And it's Alu they've taken out again as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That you do not see that. That's amazing from Renegades.
And the change of pace here as well. There was some steps there, I think. I'm not sure if that would have been heard by X7. I think it must have been. They're going to make the play into the bomb side. The rotation's not quite there just yet. The timing on the flashbang could not be more perfect. And ENCE are locked out well and truly. I have to say, I don't know that I've seen Renegades play this well, in such a clinical fashion as they are, that everybody's performing out of their mind. We're having an incredible game plan from them, all T-side long, that round by round is being executed perfectly, pretty much. This is so awesome to see. I'm very impressed.
I need to see that set up with Gratisfaction again.
Yeah.
Just what exactly went on there from the whole team, because that was really ridiculous. It was unfortunate timing for ENCE, because for a while they were looking for that play, but as soon as they stopped, then the play, well, they were looking for Gratisfaction or someone, but as soon as they stopped, then out he comes with an AWP to get an entry on the A-bomb site from Palace. Absolutely crazy scenes here. Renegades have clearly been putting in work during this break, and they're taking ENCE by surprise, and there's just, I mean, I don't know that there's a way to respond to this, because every round has been different from Renegades, it feels. I think
what's very strange for ENCE in that past round as well is that, again, as I mentioned, we'll see them take a tactical, so I do have a moment to speak about it. They threw a really deep smoke in that Astralis popularized on middle, and they had the Molotov there as well to really slow down any mid plays. And what that makes it seem like is that you are just running at least 3 guys up mid as the CT side to take forward control of that position. So that's what you're representing. And so usually the response for the T side, if they have, if everybody's towards the A side of the map, or if you have at least a couple players there, is to go to push into the site, because you know there should only be one person defending that bomb site at that timing. So ENCE created this trap, but Renegades just waited it out. They just waited forever, and that's, I think, the slowest round that they've played so far. So again, they are so hard to read. I don't know what you're supposed to do in ENCE's shoes right there, if that's the play you make, and then just nothing happens. Very strange stuff.
Okay, Alu's back on the AWP, looking for something. But once again, at least at the start of this round, is pretty much a mirror from Renegades in terms of where they're positioned. Liaz looking for some shenanigans, and he may find some if he goes deep enough. Aerial is waiting. It can be tiresome to just stare at an angle for a long period of time. 1 minute 25 on the clock. Again, we've got 3 players, including the bomb towards A. Gratisfaction, passive towards Palace, currently smoked off. Azza and JKS just holding angles, just waiting. Azza's playing anti-flash, staring into the corner, just in case ENCE get hungry for something. ENCE playing a completely reactive game. Grenades coming in towards the A-bomb site. LXCB taken out by Gratisfaction with a dirty peek, and Aerial will be punished as well. Nothing is going the way of ENCE in this half.
Yeah, for sure. They're losing so many 1v1s. And, I mean, credit to Renegades. They themselves are being so clean with these duels. It is a bit difficult to take them down. And look at that. Lias waiting for the peak. Whiff from Alu. You can't be whiffing those. That was maybe one of the very few opportunities Alu is going to get in a round like this to do some damage. Obviously, any damage will only be for just stats at this point, considering that the economy for Renegades is fantastic. And we'll be moving into the final round of the first half. And we may see a 12-3 first half from Renegades. Here comes Azza on the hunt. Picks off one, and there's just one left. They know exactly where he is. And again, there's huge value for taking him down. They can sacrifice every player trying to take down Sergey, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Azza's getting himself a highlight reel of multi-frag rounds in one half. But it's great to see that Liaz is leading the charge in terms of frags on the scoreboard. Again, it's been a great tournament for him from when they started winning. Oh, boy.
Goodbye, Orp.
Renegades looking damn dangerous at the moment. And again, on the CT side, JKS and Jacob have been so important for Renegades, and with peaks like that, it doesn't bode well for ENCE when a side swap at all. Yeah,
that's such a big deal, because that was the AWP. They can't play the WAWPs now, and again, it feels like ENCE have been playing with less than what they've wanted for the entire half. Their money's never really been that good. And this is another one of those rounds. Ali out of the window, he'll go, trying to evade all the utility, but he might have boxed himself in towards underpass. JKS waits for the push. We get Trace in middle as JKS goes to the peak. He gets the info, and he's going to take down Sergey. 3 left for ENCE. Well, XCB makes the load a little bit easier to deal with, but there's still a lot of problems because it's a 3v3 and there's a minute and a half. That's beautiful for Renegades. And that's even better for ENCE.
ENCE really, really need this round desperately. X7 moving through the underpass. There's no sound cues, but he's maybe about to get one. You can see JKS has got a grenade in his hand. He's also got the bomb. Hello, and goodbye. Beautiful second frag for X7. Much needed 4th round for ENCE.
Wow. I
invite some variants, and we won't see any P250s from ENCE, it seems. Sergey will be a grenade man, everybody else with Kevlar.
Yeah, I think that's it's a really good point. It's a very, very different half, and already Renegades actually looking like they're going to take the initiative here. This could work out really well. Sergey's going to get taken down, but they may read this as Sergey faking the A-bomb site, and that's a problem, because here comes the push into the B-bomb site, and there goes the rotation, but the bomb's going to be alone on the A site, and so X7's going to, well, I mean, if you just win the round here, that's great. Looks like Azza's got a lot of work on his hands, but he's been delivering so far. He's going to pick off one, and now they're going to realize...
It's a trap! Matchmaking strats at the major. Can you believe it?
When are they going to realize, though, James?
There's too much action, there's too much fire. Just keep spamming the Glocks, they won't hear it. Jacob, surely there's no realization just yet. They've been sold a dummy, they've been sold a fake. It's a cheap knockoff. The bomb's on the A-bomb site. The pistol is with ENCE. And you can see, that's a great way to start the half. Just a hilarious round. You get the info on the ramp that a few players are pushing. The bomb is stuck. You sell the fake towards B. Marvelous way to start, especially when you've got 6 more rounds to recover.
Yeah, that's so funny. Renegade's push made it worse for them. It's crazy, but it feels good, the ENCE, at least something goes their way. And right at the start of the T side, no less. And they may actually give Renegades a bit of their own medicine here. We've got what could be a fast play into this A-bomb side, but JKS is going to take down Aerial. That is not good. Flashbang comes in, the bomb's down, and there's problems now for ENCE. He smokes the bomb. This is really, really bad for ENCE right now. So he's going to do what he can, but JKS has stolen himself an AK-47, and he still has full HP. He's got a flashbang as well. This could not be worse for ENCE.
And Renegades have taken their biggest weakness and made it one of their strongest strengths at the moment. After the first frag, JKS has support flashbangs from his teammates as well. That is absolutely brutal. ENCE have been burglarized on a ramp. All their precious valuables have been taken. They've got a minute to play with, but with only 3 players, they're going to be really handicapped. Terrified of a flank, X7 looks behind him as he moonwalks to join his teammates. And look at all the spam. alu somehow manages to rescue the bomb. But what is the nature, what is the climate around the map? You've got to be nervous about every single corner. This might work out. Csgo going wide with the MP5. Don't want to go too crazy. More flashbangs coming, and the trades will continue. alu's got some sound cues, though, because he's in Palace, and he may think that he's gone elsewhere. Does one of the players go towards B, or do they both stick together? He might have the sound cues for both of them, actually. He's got a fully charged AK. He's ready to go. Quietly down he goes. Now, with 20 seconds, does he go for both players? No, he's going to try and secure the bomb plant. But does he realize that they're both on the ramp? The shadow. No, he didn't see the shadow in time. You have to give all credit to Renegades. JKS. He is such an amazing player, but it was a team effort. He gets the first kill, he makes it look easy, he calls for the flash, the air raid comes in with flashbangs, takes out the second player, smokes off the bomb, gets the AK, thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, and that's the kind of round that gives you confidence that they'll be able to close this down, because, you know, giving ENCE problems straight away, obviously ENCE in that sense will be struggling to run their own game plan, and oh man, it's going to take a lot now for ENCE to bring themselves back into this one. They're going to go for the full buy in this next round, but here's just another look at JKS murdering them on the A ramp. And we're going to see the double Krieg. We've been seeing this more and more, especially on Mirage, but it is just so insanely strong to get those Kriegs out in these force buy situations. Jacob's playing a two-man setup with Gratisfaction there in middle, so Renegades are covered for pretty much anything that could happen across the map.
So you look at this setup in mid versus the first half when alu was like alone behind a smoke, scoping in and out with AWP. Kind of smells of unpreparedness. A Deagle and a Krieg for Aerial. I don't think he's even seen anybody just yet, and his entire team are almost dead. X7, the only person alive, and it should be Aerial trying to make some plays before all the pistoling players go down, because again, you need to swarm the site, you need to take control for a bomb plant. X7 trying to run distraction at the moment, but people aren't too concerned. No one in CT to stop the bomb plant, so Aerial could do some damage, but will damage be enough when Renegades should be on 13 rounds soon?
There's a lot to ask for. Here he tries the first one, and Azza will just be too much. Azza is feeling it so far today, and that is a good sign for Renegades, to be sure. At least the bomb was planted. That is something that will help the economy events, but 3 rounds is all that's needed for Renegades to get the first map in the bag. And the analyst, I think rightly said on the desk that if Renegades want a chance to win this series, Mirage has to go in their favor. It just has to go in their favor. And so far, it's very much going in their favor, but...
Have ENCE woken up yet? Despite the bomb plant, they are not in a position to buy. Surely this is going to be an insurmountable task if Renegades get to 14. Again, they have been susceptible to anti-ecos, anti-force buy rounds, which they should win, which they should convert with ease, Renegades. But again, something has changed in this team, and while you might see the odd scare here and there, it doesn't really feel that way anymore. We've got grenades going towards ramp position, and he needs to follow up with the rifles. That's the thing. Trying to swarm now. Aerial will take JKS out, but JKS needs to clean up. Doesn't realize that there's a player behind him, though. Aerial goes through triple. Now he's got CT. 2 versus 2. And this is what I'm talking about. That bomb needs to go down quickly because rotation is still coming in.
Yeah, they've got utility as well. There's a Molotov on Azza, flashbang the smoke as well, and there goes the first nade. Now down to Aerial. Once again, he's got the Krieg, and he'll sit by CT. They don't know exactly where he is just yet, but they'll be eliminating possibilities with that Molotov. And Liaz has himself an incendiary as well, and there's a flashbang. Oh, I think straight away to Aerial. He'll be able to reset the situation. But now there's a problem because they can pressure the bomb. What do you do against this? The smoke, the incendiary, but maybe it helps Aerial because he can't take a fight, but he can certainly spray for the smoke. Oh, he can't quite find it in time. It was a very good effort from Aerial, but it will go the way of Renegades. 14 rounds, 2 more to go, and they have map 1 in the bag.
So close. If he taps, you do wonder. Not as familiar as the AK-47 spray. Just wasn't enough on this occasion, but the damage could be something. The damage could be something, but they've got 9 rounds to claw back. And Renegades have a full buy regardless of that damage. The AWP is out for Gratisfaction. They've got the incendiaries, those $600 incendiaries. They've got all the bits and bobs, all the tools they need. ENCE have alu on the AWP, and Molotov towards connector. Nothing unusual there, but Jacob's showing no fear, charging up looking to impose their will on both halves, it seems, Renegades. But how deep will he go? Has a look, but he's gone too far.
And there we go. ENCE get that early 5 versus 4, the dream on the T side when you have all that time to play with, lots of holes in the CT defense. They've got to start taking risks perhaps now. And Alu looking to go for the peak. Gratisfaction's ready for that. Goes back out there. That was a close one. Oh, nice follow-up from Gratisfaction. Punishes AlexyB, who went for the trade kill. Gratisfaction shuts it down. JKS tries to defend towards the A ramp, but more space will be claimed by ENCE.
Oh my God.
Again, Gratisfaction turns up, and that's another shutdown. ENCE are in severe trouble now.
Yes, they are. And it feels like they've been in trouble this entire map, really. 15-5 for Renegades. Some beautiful shots from Gratisfaction. This guy is running hot from the first map. Really nice stuff from him. He's pretty happy with that. Great spirits in the Renegades camp. Now, can they close it out in this round?
Oh, wow. ENCE are really lacking utility here. Alu unable to find the pick as the jump is made across the connector by Jacob. Looking for another one though, the smoke coming in. Trying to find a timing shot there from behind it. Creating that presence, but Gratisfaction's going to pick up one in middle, as will Azza. He's doing such a good job in this series, and it feels like nothing's going wrong for them, but Sergey, he's going to make things a little bit easier. Takes down Grat, and looks for the next one. Aerial reclaiming middle here, so we get some more real estate going back in the way of ENCE. And Sergey, he is a turret here from Palace with that Krieg, but JKS lurks.
There goes the bomb, and there go the chances, surely, for the first map. Aerial down to 4 HP in the crossfire. He's got to win this duel. He's trying to, but he can't do it. A massive start for Renegades, 16-5. Absolute dominance from start to finish. Really strong start for Renegades. ENCE were never in this map.
Yeah, talk about having a bunch of tools in your tool bag. I think Renegades found the sledgehammer, James, because that T side was so brutal to witness. It was just so impressive to see how clean that game plan was, and that every single player was so focused and delivered individually.